the Americans, and the Canadians look a little shaky under the pressure. Fair control. Bear trying to walk off the wall, facing pressure from two. He's got Hansen. He's trying to touch it back to Bear. It doesn't quite work out. Nifty play there to chip it, but not out. Jockey controls. Jockey steps to the middle into the space. Jockey's got a touch back to Simon. Simon's going to send it across. High and out. Good shot from Jacob. Honsack stuck out on a long shift. He's just trying to shoot it down, and he does on Swanson. They're trying to change the whole Canadian operation. Here's Houch. Houch's got him on a breakaway. It's long champ to Jockey. Jockey's got it. Touches back to Hansen. Some fire wagon blue ball to start here. Here's long champ. Control. Hansen. Being defended by Joe Keeley. Touches the head back. Jockey. Jockey to Hansen. Hansen sends that down. Here's Houchin. Houchin being pursued. Hansen sends a little soft wrister in, maybe hoping Longchamp could tip the thing. Longchamp battles hard against Dufresne. Dufresne comes up with it. He tries to clear, chips it forward. Heavy pinch from the Americans, and they come up with the ball again. Houchin tries to send it forward. Instead, it's just batted into the corner by Longchamp. Jacobs pursues. That ball did touch up. Looks like we're going to have a face. Went up into the netting there, skipped off the Canadian blue last, so the face-off will remain low. All USA right now, controlling the Canada zone. Clean win there by the Canadians, and Weideman takes over. Weideman wants to just launch that ball. Does so. Courtright gathers. Courtright saucers that back to Swanson. Swanson facing some pressure, touches it to Tony. And the USA mascot is in the house. Broughton saucers that thing up. Here's Walby. Walby battling Weideman. Two long, rangy players there. Weideman controls it and sends it to a teammate. But Courtright pinches when they have the ball. He tries to send it in the middle. USA on a counterattack. Tony's got a turn. Andrew Killeen along the wall there, pinched off the ball. Sikic tries to bat that up the court right. Killeen forechecks hard and keeps the ball. Weideman with a slapper right into the feet of one of his teammates. Didn't quite get that on the angle that he wanted. This is taken over. This is Ben Key. Joe's brother Ben sends the ball low. Swanson takes over. Swanson facing pressure. That ball could get out front. Courtright's there to gobble it up and go to the wall. Courtright wants a long pass up the middle to Broughton. Broughton touches it on. Now Broughton's going to get a change. The whole American forward shift. Kyle Johnson heavy over to cover Keeley. Keeley tries to flip it up, does so, and Canada will slow it down for just a second. They flip it up and out. Here's Courtright. 13 minutes remaining here in the first half. 0-0. A couple shots on goal for the U.S. so far. Kyle tries to clear it and does. Nice play there. Ball bounced weirdly off the wall and he just wanted to get it out. Smart play, and again, Canada with Duff. We'll see a lot of this, trading possession. Ball sent to the middle. There's a nice flip. A couple of American players on it, including Bear. Bear's going to come up with that on a miss. Bear gets centered and does. It's off the goaltender. Bear pinches low, trying to maintain possession. Sent in. Here's Consack in some space. Consack's flipping it up and out. Try will be the first one there. Try touches that to Zach Lee. The Americans can change, so Zach waits. Touches it to Hansen. Hansen sends the ball low. Simon on a run. Consack battling Longchamp down there. Goes to Longchamp. He sent the wrist off the ball. The goalie doesn't know where it is. Jacobs. The Longchamp. Longchamp looking to pump one behind the net. Here's Hansen. Longchamp tries to get in front. Longchamp sends that to Simon. Simon wanders. Simon sends that ball low. Houchin's going to pinch all the way out of the D spot. Houchin hitting off the ball, battles hard, comes up with it. He sends it to Hansen. Hansen touches it with his foot back to his broom and back to Houchin. USA with way better energy and pace through the start game. That ball centered in front. Nice defensive play by Canada to keep it from getting to Hansen. Here's the forecheck though. Jacobs recovers. All USA right now. Canada looking a little flat. 11-20 here. In the first half, that ball just centered in off the back of the frame, just trying to get something move scrappy towards the net. Hansen has it in the corner. Houchin and Jacobs both want to change, and they do. Jaunty's going to drift off the center while Courtright slashes the ball low. Here's Sickich down behind the net, looking to center. Can't quite do it. Good defense. Sickich battles to the corner. Centered in. Here's Robbie trying to turn. He'll send the ball in high and hard off the glass. Petey takes over. There's a drive low and hard in on the goaltender. Good save by White Brown there. Got down in the butterfly and batted that aside far enough away that Brock couldn't get it. Finished off again by Walby up to the front. Really good shift on the Americans there and get some applause from the crowd. 10-25 in the first. 4 shots on goal for the U.S. Done. Canada. Weideman turns the corner. Controls. Tries to force the ball to the middle. That ball's bounced in on Swanson. Doesn't quite work out. That's the first legit chance for the Canadians. They looked a little better there. Bear just bats that up to Johnson, who goes to clear, but it won't be out. Dufresne takes over. Zach Keeley. That's that low to his cousin, Joe. Just decides to dump and change, gives the Canadians a chance to reset some things, get new personnel out there. The U.S. does some of the same. Real tactical battle on the changes. That ball flipped up, offside. The U.S. has to come back and check up on it too. Flipped up. Zach Lee in a full run here, getting some pressure, and it will go for ice. You got to chase after the ball here, make sure it's icing. They won't give you the free icing in the American game. We're fairly lackadaisical about the icing. If that ball gets set, you can kind of watch it get to the line. Here you got to get after it. They won't call it. Scott Wallen and the icing up there to make Zach Lee earn that icing. Drives that right into the teeth of the Canadian defense, and Canada takes over, but they do call him offside, so they have to reset. Exactly, fights trying the center of the ice, and he trying to get a change. Longchamp probes forward, tries to walk the world. He almost manages to do it, but now the Canadians have some numbers. This is Keeley. Ben's going to drive it, bouncing ball to the wall. Swanson's aggressive out to play it off to Longchamp. Longchamp off the wall, but not out. Boucher with the ball. Kicked forward. This is Simon trying to clear it. Doesn't quite clear it. Contact keeps it in neatly. Canadians rushing the net. Ball's bouncing. Simon's got to turn. They'll just chip that ball forward and out. Canadians do have to reset, so that ball's just launched low, which gives the Americans a chance to make a change. Americans top line out here. This is Walby and Sickich. Hansen's still hanging on. He'll switch for Broughton when he gets a chance. Johnson's going to chase that ball. That might go for icing. They're certainly hustling after it, and it's 7:47 in the first half of a 0-0. Sickich, Broughton, Walby out there. That's won by Sickich. Saucer around, but not out. But tipped back. Here's Sickich looking to drive it. Doesn't have it. Now he does. And that ball just misses the far post. Pretty good look from Petey. pass. Here's Sickett with another drive. Blocked nicely by Weideman. Great defensive play. Here's Johnson. Skip pass. Sickett's trying to get another drive in. Takes the backhand. That's high and out of play. That's a whistle. Out of the zone. Pretty good shift. Got a peep there. Three quality looks. Swanson facing a little pressure there from Keeley. Step, the ball kind of hangs on his broom so he couldn't clear. Houchin takes over. Houchin's got a quick pass to Jaunty and he finds it. Jaunty takes a couple of strides to the middle, touches that back to Houchin. Sent up to Jaunty. Jaunty just chips that up and out. Now he'll put some pressure on Weideman. Look at Jaunty go. Keeley. Heavy minutes out of this line already. Here's Johnson with a chance to dial one up. And he does. Nice shot! In the first period, Jonathan Johnson was just a little shoulder shake and a drive over deep white crowd. U.S. up 1-0. That's that forward to Johnson. Johnson tries to control it. He's taken down. No ball there. Just heavy physical play. That ball slipped back up over. Tony's got it. Tony fakes it past the Courtright. Faces some pressure. He'll retreat behind his net. Pursued the whole way. Courtright overlaps and takes over. To Sickett. To Eccles. Eccles wants to launch that thing and does. The last U.S. men's practice I saw, Jake practicing these split passes for a long time. And practice pays off. That ball is set out of play. A souvenir for the fans. That's thrown back into play. What a big goal there. Gives the Americans some real life. They just feel like they're in the tournament and ahead of beating the Canadians right now. That's a huge play. Rocky with a low rocket. This beat right around looked like on the glove side. I don't know if there was a tip in front or what exactly, but it's fine. Flipped up and over. Longchamp has to back check. Corey's out to play that, and he throws that thing to Longchamp. Touches it to Corey. Corey's facing some pressure. U.S. doesn't want to get sloppy here. Chips it over to Courtright. Courtright wanders. Courtright's trying to flip him. No, he's off the board, and here's Simon's face. Simon has some time to gather. He's got reinforcements. He tries to flip the ball. He still has it on his boot. Tries to take a shot. Well defended by Canada. Simon needed about one more second to realize that he was still in space there. He'll throw that thing deep. Longchamp gotta hustle. He doesn't get to the ball first. Instead, Langille has it, and he wanders back. Longchamp, that's a nice pass to a wide open teammate, rocketing off Swanson. That's still thrown in front. Now Keeley has it behind. He tries to load it. Ball goes high and wide. U.S. looking a little shaky after their goal. Try clears it wisely, and Simon's in on an absolute monster forecheck. He's about half the size of the Canadian defender there in Weideman, but he's trying to put the hurt on him. Drop and touches that to Sickett. Sickett is here. Simon's going to get a change. Sickett tries to carry that low. Dufresne's too much for him there. Dufresne on the trying to touch away from Sickett. Sickett's battles. He comes up with it. He tries to spin around Weideman. Ball bounces to Broughton. Broughton tries to force it in front. Doesn't work out. Dufresne takes over. Ely tries to chip that up and out. Fry will be the first one there. Fry will reset and send that back once. Canada will change some personnel. U.S. content to keep the same 5 out there. This is Walden. It's trouble. Nicely. Good defense by Try there. The Canadians looking like they have a little more life now. A little tangle up, bodies go down, no call on either side. This falls down to Colleen battling Walby. Colleen tries to throw that in front. That's quite worked out. Walby pestering. Still pestering. Ball comes in front. There's a shot. Swanson toe save. Ball bounces. Broughton's got to get that thing clear. Can't do it. Here's another chance for the Canadians. U.S. down and scrambling. That ball's thrown in front. Blocked aside by Try. Couple of monster blocks by Try. Sickett's body to the ground, and the arm is up for a penalty. Swanson's off. He keeps the ball like a magician away from Weideman. Tony holds up. Swanson's off, and the delayed penalty is on. Really good play there by the Americans to maintain possession, not give up the easy touch. With 2:30, now Canada has it, and the U.S. will go on the power play. Sickett got tied up to somebody there, went down. Number 47, Pierre Olivier Lacombe will spend 2 minutes in the box. I'm guessing it's a cross-check on the U.S. power play, 2:27 and a half. Weideman sends that thing out. Swanson out to play it. Thought it might go for icing. That's another rule difference here on power play. Penalty kill situation. Icing is still in effect. Nice little turn. Bears in there. Bear wanders forward. He's got Weideman on him. Passes that out to Tony, and here's Broughton, and here's Sickett. To Tony. Tony with the drive, batted in front and clear. Maybe not the shot the Americans need there. Getting Canada's defense well set up to defend it. Maybe a touch pass to Bear. That's batted in, and here's Sickett. Sickett has wheels past his defender. He carries forward. He's rubbed off the ball. That's sent in. Tony will take over. Send that back to Swanson. $1.05 remaining in the penalty, 128 and a half. Here's Bear wandering forward. Strong as an ox, keeps the ball in his groove. There's a skip pass, and here's Sickett with some numbers. Sends that ball in wide. Bear with a late jab on White Brown there to free the ball up. Gets a little attention from the Canadians. Chipped up and well out. Tony will chase that down. Great clear. 1 minute remaining in the period, 30 in the penalty. Not much out of the American power play here. Pretty well defended by Canada. Broughton tries to chip that forward. He does. This is Sickett, and he's got a wide open. Well, he sends it forward. Really good look on a defensive breakdown by Canada. Nearly bag a second goal. That's a chip out and out. First one of the tournament to make it up on the classic overhead scoreboard. You really got to launch the ball to have that in. 31 seconds remaining in the half, and 5 seconds. That's won by has the ball for the Americans. He sends it up to Hanson. Hanson having trouble with that one, and Zach has to step forward. He chops that to Simon. Simon trying to get that out and does. Simon's got Hanson in the center. He's got 9 seconds.